Did you know Roberta Flack's brother was strongly against her interracial marriage? Even if you weren't around to see Roberta Flack perform in the 70s when she was an R&B powerhouse, you probably know some of her work. Namely, the song Killing Me Softly with His Song, which Lauryn Hill and the Fugees brought back in the 90s. But outside of music, was Roberta Flack ever married, and did she have kids? If you are a Roberta Flack fan, support us by giving the video a like or a thumbs up, as it means a lot to us. Flack was born in 1937 in Black Mountain, North Carolina, to musical parents. She celebrated her 88th birthday in 2025, just weeks before her death on Monday, February 24th. Her mother, Irene, was a church choir organist, meaning Flack was introduced to religious and classical music early on. She began playing the piano aged 9, and by 15, she was admitted to Howard University to study music on a full scholarship, one of the youngest students to be accepted in the school's history. At 19, the new Howard graduate aspired to be an opera singer, before taking up a teaching post after the sudden death of her father forced her to take a job teaching music and English. Heavily influenced by the artistry of Nina Simone, Flack took up moonlighting at local nightclubs, singing and playing jazz standards. A wood-paneled pub called Mr. Henry's in D.C. is where she became a major draw, and where jazz great Les McCann was wowed by her talents. The jazz singer and pianist introduced her to Atlantic Records, where she scored major success, thanks to Clint Eastwood using her song "The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face" in his movie Play Misty for Me. From there, her star continued to rise during that decade. It spent 6 weeks at No. 1 in 1972, earning a Grammy Award for Record of the Year in 1973. Killing Me Softly with His Song earned her the same award in 1974, making Flack the first artist to win in 2 consecutive years, a feat since repeated by U2 and Billie Eilish. That year, she scored another U.S. No. 1 with Feel Like Making Love. Around this time, the star began collaborating with the soul legend Donny Hathaway. The pair went on to have 2 U.S. top 5 hits with Where Is the Love and The Closer I Get to You, leading to assumptions they were dating, but it seems it was only professional chemistry. Outside of music, her personal life was thriving too. Roberta was not married at the time of her death. However, she was married during her heyday of music in the 70s. She once fell in love with a white man. Flack married him, even though her brother vehemently opposed their interracial union. She married fellow musician Steve Novosel in 1966. They remained married until their divorce in 1972, but the pair stayed close despite their split. Although there are some reports that funk and jazz singer Bernard Wright was Roberta's grandson, it looks like she never had children. However, Bernard might have been the closest thing Roberta had to a child, as he was her godson. Bernard died in 2022 at the age of 58. He succumbed to injuries after being hit by a car in Dallas, Texas. The twosome went their separate ways in 1972. Flack fell heads over heels for another man following her separation. She met her new spouse at a function. People speculated that it was her fellow musician Peabo Bryson. The 2 artists did duet. When Bryson visited Flack at her home in New York, they both sang to each other. Following the pair's split, the singer-songwriter never remarried. Flack's impressive range of influences and collaborators was testament to her multidisciplinary approach and idiosyncratic style. She duetted with Michael Jackson, toured with Miles Davis, and covered Leonard Cohen and Laura Nyro. Her later years were marked by health challenges. Roberta Flack used a wheelchair after suffering a stroke in 2016 and being diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, in 2022. ALS is a progressive disease that causes loss of muscle control, which can lead to difficulty walking. In 2022, Flack announced she was suffering from motor neurone disease, MND, and could no longer sing. Flack died on February 24, 2025, at the age of 88. Initial reports stated that she died at home among her family. However, her manager, Suzanne Koga, stated she died from a cardiac arrest on her way to the hospital in Manhattan. Her wealth was derived from album sales, concert tours, royalties, and other ventures in the entertainment industry. While the exact figure of her wealth may never be fully known, Flack's estimated net worth at the time of her passing was around $25 million. This figure is a testament to her success as one of the most influential musicians in soul and jazz history. Tributes are pouring in for a vocalist who defined femininity within soul and R&B. Rest in power, Roberta Flack. Like the video and comment below on which song from Roberta was your favorite.